Hello, folks, and welcome to the Friend or Foe series. I am your friendly neighborhood Shotcaster Shargan, and I have got Erebus joining me on the caster desk. Erebus, how you doing?
Good. You know, I was eating some fish sticks earlier, so the FF was very convenient for me. They were good fish sticks. I had a good time, and I'm looking forward to the post
too
fish
like fish
stick
sticks.
euphoria.
Yeah, I too like fish sticks. They're delicious. Dip them in custard. Amazing.
Custard? What are you talking about, man?
Fish sticks and custard.
What custard? Like the ice cream?
Yeah, exactly. It's like a little.
All right, man. I'm cutting you off. We're going to draft. That's the most insane thing I've heard in my entire life.
I learned it from this dude with a bow tie. He taught me a lot of stuff. It was freaking awesome. But let's talk about League of Legends now. We've got Trickle Down Economics 2 versus Fat Pikachu today. Looks like we've got some pretty strong bans coming out from TDE. They're taking away that Mordekaiser from Stormbless and the Kog'Maw away from Blackpink. Just kind of looks like that's two champions they just absolutely don't want to deal with.
Yeah, I like the Maokai ban a lot. I think it's really good. I like Caitlyn ban right now too as well. I don't really know about the Kog'Maw personally. I think it's pretty strong, but you know, maybe it's more of a preference. Hecarim off the table. Whoa.
Hello.
Things have accelerated.
Okay, hold.
All right, everybody, erase this from your memory. This hasn't happened. We don't know.
You didn't see anything. Kowalski.
Back to the custard real quick. All right, man. Finish your thought on that. That sounds weird.
So it's a salty, sweet, fishy combination that for some reason, just works. I don't get it. It's like sea salt ice cream.
Okay. I'm gonna have. Would you eat fish ice cream? I mean, I guess you are already, right? But
basically.
Okay, and we're back. New draft, new champions. Orianna this time. All right. Cool.
That one makes a little bit more sense, just because of the fact that I guess Stormbless was kind of one of, like, we've seen him on the, I think we've seen him on the Mordekaiser before this season. It's been trying to go over the champion pool in my head. It's been a while, but we do know that Sundubu on the Orianna, really disgusting. It's a great utility champ as well, able to just pull off a lot of combinations and help out the team a lot. And then they're taking away the Amumu as well from Antunes. We've seen use that quite effectively. Just letting Leaves get any kind of engaged jungler is terrifying.
Yeah, anything with a champion that goes straight forward, Antunes loves. So, when those are banned, it's good. And then we got the Fior ban for Jaffe. I'm interested in the Pantheon ban. I didn't see if Doyan was spamming it or maybe Sundubu was playing it mid. Llama thinks it's pretty strong right now, and I'd have to agree.
I like the champion. I feel it can be very, very effective. I was playing it in the jungle the other day, and I didn't like its jungle clear, but that's probably just because my pathing was garbage. So I blame myself more than that. But I felt I was really effective engaging in lane, and I believe I was talking with Pure Llama, and he had mentioned that he prefers it to be a lane champ. That's probably a Sundubu ban, if anything.
Yeah. Oh, Leaves Kane. Whoa. Fun. Yep. All right, awesome. I hate Kane. Kane players are boosted. Leaves is very good though, so it should even out. I'm excited to see it. Okay, that's a fun matchup actually. Doyan on his Kindred. It's one of his 3 champions he likes to play, and then Leaves on Nunu, Kane, Belveth, stuff like that. So I'm pretty excited for the jungle matchup. I'm hyped.
I am excited to see it as well. My only complaint with a Kindred is always going to be the enemy jungle knows where you want to go, because they're going to see your hunt camps. They're going to know exactly where you want to be. So they're going to be kind of expecting you to rotate in that general direction. So a good Kindred knows how to kind of mentally play the opponent in that sense. And it's just, but either way, it's still, you know, that Kindred wants to go there. So it's a really tricky thing to deal with. With the Ezreal and Zac pick up, I like this because you could theoretically, I think we're going to be seeing Zac in the support role. I feel like that's something Antunes
I hope it's mid. Want. I bet it's mid. I bet that's mid Zac. I think they've been inspired by the Buffalo. I think they're going to send it mid. I hate Ezreal. Don't pick Ezreal, everybody. Stop playing Ezreal. No more Ezreal. I'd be excited to see Ziggs bot lane, though. That'd be fun.
A Ziggs bot lane would be interesting, just to be kind of like an off-the-wall odd choice in general. So it'll be really interesting to see that right now. But with that Mordekaiser pick up as well, we're going to have to make sure that Stormbless... Like, it's kind of funny. We see Mordekaiser picked up here, and it was banned in the previous fake draft, so... I just think that's a little bit ironic.
I don't... You know, I like the Blitzcrank ban, so they're getting rid of the Antunes hook mode, but, you know, Antunes plays Enchanters, too. You can't fully ban him out. And I really think it's Zac mid. I think Talia was a bit wasted.
It very well could be. Again, my gut instinct tells me Antunes wants Zac because he wants to engage. He likes jumping in on top of them, so...
man, whatever.
That's what I mean. I told you. I told you.
It's next game. Who cares anymore, man? I'm done. Whatever. All right, so we got Zac support. That's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
They banned Morgana out. I guess that makes more sense. Probably should have been aware. That's why they banned Morgana. Kai'Sa and Soraka is not a bad lane. Definitely, you know, you're not going to really die, assuming you position like people. So we'll see how that goes.
But against the Zac, I feel like it's going to be a little bit more tricky because he can engage, hit you with those gooey arms, slap you together with your lane, so then you're kind of forced to engage. I like it just because of its utility going into this Kai'Sa Soraka lane. We are going to need to be seeing some anti-heal people. Please pick up some Grievous Wounds for the love of all that is unholy. But
I think Soraka's actually interesting. I think her E, you know, when Zac goes in, I think if she silences, he just gets stuck. Like, he can't do anything.
Correct. It's charging. That's absolutely true.
Right, and then Jaffe got the counter pick. Jaffe's gangplank's pretty clean. I think the jungle and top side are going to be the ones to watch, but I'm interested to see how bot lane goes. Ultravox went PTA Ezreal, which means they're going to be playing a little aggressively. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have exhaust, heal, Kai'Sa, Soraka. So I don't think anyone's dying bot. We're going to see, though.
Yeah, and looking at these two team comps, both of them are fairly matched up. Like, you've kind of got some split pushers on both sides, some team fight on both sides. So I do like the flexibility that's available for both teams. It's going to be interesting to see how things end up playing out. Fat Pikachu's had kind of a rough season this year, so it's been really tricky for them in a lot of ways. But we have been seeing a lot of work coming out from TDE. They've been really, really good at their macro play. So I do like this 5-man spread is kind of what I expect to see throughout the entire game.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to give it to the draft. I'm going to give the draft to Fat Pikachu, but I think TDE is going to win the game. I think they're just a better team overall, and I think they're better at the champions they got. I'm interested to see how it plays out, though.
It will be interesting to see how it plays out. I kind of hope Ziggs gets to a point where they're able to just start bursting down these towers insanely fast, which is going to be something Fat Pikachu will hopefully be able to take advantage of.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to go late game versus Azir and Gangplank. So ideally they win sub 35 minutes, and we'll see how that goes.
Which notoriously does not happen in FOF. We love our 40-minute games.
You know, it's more fun to play when you have 6 items. That's all I'm gonna say. Okay, well,
yep.
We go.
Antunes getting there. That jump and engage, asserting his dominance in lane.
Actually, a pretty bad trade for Ultravox. Really good for Blackpink Trash. Kai'Sa's in a really good spot with Hail Blades. It scales worse than Lethal Tempo, but in lane you can almost one-shot anybody with QW with Hail Blades. It's pretty gross.
It's interesting. I've been seeing some builds for Kai'Sa. They're going back to the attack speed crit builds. I think is what it was. Where you're focusing on getting your procs off at a stupidly fast pace. So it's kind of like interesting to see that Hail Blades pop up. we can already see right now Kindred looking to engage, going over to the top side jungle, looking to fight this Kayn early on, which Kindred wants to do. They want to try and steal as many camps as possible just to try and set Kayn as far back as they can to keep them from ganking these lanes and keep them from
Kindred's going to get a lot. Wow. Leaves actually only gets 2 camps, and then if Kindred's Mark spawns topside, Kindred's going to be very, very, very happy for this. Let's see. 1 second. And cringe. Good for Doyan. Soraka's like almost dead too. Okay, cool. So Doyan has to kind of look mid at this point if he's gonna gank. Top's pretty ungankable. He might just go invade wolves though. Leaves is gonna try to salvage his pathing and just go crab. And everything's gonna be calm for a little bit.
Yep, going crab. Not much, a lot going to be happening on the map right now. Look, we got Doyan looking at that gank mid lane.
Yeah, I really don't know what happened to Kayn. Generally speaking, that's a pretty healthy, clear champion. So that's a little unfortunate, but
yeah,
he's level 2 at 4 minutes. That hurts to see. Yeah, auto the red buff. Come on, man, you can do it. I believe.
Yep. Trying to get that red buff early. I guess they started blues. They started weak side, which I think is, or no, I guess they started Raptors and went straight to their blue.
Yeah.
Which you know, it's
I guess Doyan just knew about it. I don't know. Smart play. Really good.
It very, very well played in the macro level. Jaffe right now very low on mana, so not able to quite engage this manaless Mordekaiser. Gives Stormbless a lot of pressure and a lot of advantage in this lane, especially with Kindred kind of hovering on the run of the map. And they know that Kayn probably should be pathing top at this point, but based on the clear, just isn't able to take advantage of Mordekaiser's overextending. So they're going to most likely look ganking bottom would be my expectation.
Yeah, I think Kayn might just try to catch up by clearing, but you're going to be, I mean, your camps aren't spawning at the right time, so I mean, you're going to permanently be behind, and Doyan's pinging when the camps are spawning already, so okay, we do it again.
There we go, Antunes going in. This is what I mean right there. You got the lock-in, smack together, coming out from Zach right there. Antunes not quite able to finish it off, though. We do see that Kayn isn't quite strong enough to, like, actually do a lot of damage. I was kind of hoping they do a little bit more, but
that's some good pressure though. They got the flash out of Blackpink Trash, and you know, Leaves gets some pressure. The game's gonna calm down a little bit, and I believe they're setting up Vision so he doesn't get killed on his. Honestly, leave the Gromp up, just like ward it, and then have your team collapse to kill Kindred. That way the mark stays there. I guess Zach's gonna be harder to play against bot lane than I thought. I thought the Soraka silence would more or less nullify him entirely, but that's going to be pretty much a free gank on the Soraka if Leaf comes back down.
Yeah, it's a deceptively strong choice if you know how to play the champion correctly as a support. And that's something that Antunes is definitely well known for. Ooh, Leaves taking the Gromp, Doyan taking the Wolves, so that is going to be a camp trade. Doesn't manage to pick up the Hunter's Mark, but still, setting this Kayn behind is always going to be to Fat Pikachu's advantage.
Yeah, that's got to be a little frustrating, for sure. It's just obnoxious. Like, you're not dying, you're just down a little bit, and it's like, man, will you just leave?
Will you just leave me alone?
Leaves me alone.
I just want to farm.
Little player name pun in there if you guys watching.
A
lot of pings coming out
which
outside.
Kayn do you think we're going to see?
Red Kayn, 100%. He's behind.
100%.
If he goes blue Kayn, he's trolling.
There's a lot of squishy champs on the side of Fat Pikachu.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they're confident in their macro.
Maybe. I think it's kind of ego. If Kindred has ult, I don't know. Maybe Leaves is way sicker than I am. I haven't played jungle in a little bit. But
Leaves
I think
have an ego? You think?
The world's angriest jungler. He's flamed me 100 times. I have terrible, terrible messages from this man. Avoid him at all costs. However, I do think it's going to be Red Kayn.
Okay. All right. Looking at this positioning right now, we got the Cloud Drake sitting there waiting, ready to get taken. Lots of vision control from Fat Pikachu. They are doing a great job sussing out this Kayn, knowing exactly where he is at all times. So they're able to just kind of play around it, which is something Kindred has got to be happy about. Doyan has got to be like, thank you for telling me where he is.
Yeah.
So I can just ruin his day.
Yeah, the vision's fantastic, actually. They're doing a really, really good job of warding the jungle entry paths. And yeah, I mean, they're not, like, the pink ward there is just kind of tilty. So you clear it, you know where Kane is. Now you know that his blue buff's up. I believe they're probably going to walk down to it, and Mordekaiser's going to be stronger. Ziggs doesn't have timer for it, so it might be a little weird, but Ziggs ult should be able to do a little bit more damage than Azir right now.
Ooh, Azir was waiting for Kindred as they jumped over the wall, but weren't able to get across the river in time.
Man, yeah, that's what mid-prio does. Ziggs had an unfortunate back. I think if you want to play around the jungle, you have to time your backs a little different. Oh, a little bit of an engage bot.
Antunes jumping in once again, does manage to pull Blackpink Trash towards this wave. Doesn't quite actually have enough damage, though, to really do anything at the moment. This is kind of the problem. I like you said, don't pick Ezreal. Ezreal scales great. Like, that's one of the things that he does very, very well. But I really feel like Antunes, just as a support with a Zac right here, would have done so much better with something like a Samira.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I think Ezreal, unless you're Kongs, you guys probably don't pick it. It's just the champion's significantly more difficult to pilot at peak efficiency than something like Kai'Sa or Ashe.
I think Ultravox has got it, though. I mean, look, he's going to take a lot of damage here, might get hit by a W, but isn't going to get taken out. Like, Ultravox knows how to pilot the champion.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely a good AD carry. I think everybody can play Ezreal, right? It's just like playing Ezreal as efficiently as possible is very difficult to do.
Yep, talking about meta.
Yeah. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, talking about meta, we got that Rift Herald getting taken away.
Yeah, Rift Herald's down. That's, you know, more gold to Kindred. Kindred doesn't back in like 80 hours, by the way. Can we get a gold check? It's got to be like 1,800 gold, 2,000 gold.
Something like that at the very least. Sitting there, nice and pretty, 10 CS lead on top of this Kayn. Kayn's always gonna, like, basically at this point, Kayn is so far behind.
Yeah, there's 2 marks, which is pretty good.
It's really, really rough. Jaffe right now, just sitting in this bush, nice and pretty, kind of waiting for Stormblessed to just push up the wave. I think they're trying to force a fight under this tower because they know that Stormblessed wants to get the tower plate, and they're hoping to bait out the Death Realm. Like, that's just kind of the gut feeling I've got from Jaffe right now.
I want someone to do something. It's been 10 minutes and there's been no kills. This isn't heroic. This isn't mythic. This isn't friends or foe. What is this, man? This is like they watch
chess.
Worlds too much. I have no idea. Guys, just start running at each other. Come on. We should have a fight around Wind Dragon.
Fiesta. That's all we want. All right, we got Zac jumping over the wall. We got a nice kill coming out right here. That's going to be first blood finally at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And we're going to be seeing the second kill taken down as Renee is brought so low. Doesn't actually go down. Ziggs coming down to join this fight as well. Zen already here to continue. Great Emperor's Divide. Does manage to knock Doyon back, but we've got the Kindred ultimate. Does keep Doyon alive for quite a bit of time. They managed to go 1-for-1, picking up a kill. Azir is looking to finish off Renee, though, trying to get this dive. Antunes knows, hey, if I dive this, it's okay because I've got passive, but unfortunately not going to be able to catch up to the Soraka.
Yeah, I mean, Zac's gross. That was a lot of damage on Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa got one popped with Soraka healing ult by Cinderhulk Zac. Everybody. Ziggs is going to get some plates down. Zen had a pretty good roam. Doyon picked up 1 kill. I don't think if I was Doyon, I'd be happy with that trade. We have something going on there.
I love this. The overextended Sundubu's getting jumped on by the Antunes. He might be able to get the Zac passive.
Wait,
he's gonna get taken down instead.
Holy.
Very well played. And that right there. And also in the meantime, we have Leaves just sneaking Dragon during all that.
That Antunes Q was gross. That was... How did that even hit Ziggs? What the heck, man?
This is what I'm talking about. There it is. He's going in. Once again, Antunes. He's like, I got passive. This is fine. I've got a free GA. Let's just keep pushing this. We've got plenty of pressure. They pick up yet another kill. We are now 4-1 when before we had no kills on the board at 10 minutes and 30 seconds. And in the span of a minute, we've got 5.
Yeah, you know, never mind this game. They just need a little motivation to do stuff. Ezreal's looking really good. Antunes is looking gross on Zac.
Nope.
And he hasn't even popped his passive yet. He's just been jumping into 5 people with half an item and just kind of vibing out.
Healing himself up way
and now the jungler gets counter jungled. How's it feel, Kindred?
Oh, look at this. Antunes, once again, going in, trying to use the Scuttle Crab in order to get a nice pull, but doesn't actually manage to get it. Doyon, though, is going to get caught out by the Kayn, trying to find a way out. Doesn't manage to do it. Antunes getting
Can he do it again?
kind of a bit of a troll flash right there. They're going to pop the passive and unfortunately don't pick up a kill on the Zac. You got to kill him twice. Ultravox trapped over the wall, shut down, going over to the Kai'Sa. That is the exact opposite of the champs you want to get a shutdown.
Yeah, that got real weird.
It's just the overpressure coming out.
Yeah.
I feel like they were listening to our cast and realized, hey, let's stop torturing the casters.
For real. This is good for... Oh my god, Jaffe.
Look at that damage
just
from Carl and the crit shot. Oh my goodness. Jaffe just being like, okay, I need some gold in my pocket. Come here, Ziggs.
Yeah, you know, when you have a late game champion like Gangplank, you should probably just flash on the Ziggs because you kill him in 0.5 seconds, I guess. I don't know. Things are looking real good for TDE. They have late game champions that have leads in every lane. Kindred has unfortunately not been able to turn the lead. Maybe it'll change right now.
Kin does have the mark on Jaffe right now. They want to get this kill. They're trying really hard to get it. We do see the orange pop right now. Diving under the turret, taking 2 tower shots. You don't have ultimate back up. Oh, wait, they did, but it didn't go off. Oh, I feel like that was just not expecting the Gangplank damage.
Jaffe saved... Oh my gosh, okay. Jaffe saved his orange, which is really good. It cleansed the slow from Kindred. Saved him.
They dropped Rift Herald, and oh my goodness! Okay, I'm actually really mad at Zen right now. He should have killed that Rift Herald. That should have died before it ever got the drop off. It had to fight through like 3 minion waves.
Yeah, Fat Pikachu's fallen apart a little bit. I think they need to try to regroup and probably get a pick on somebody or like counter engage, get some deep vision, try to play around Gangplank not having ult around the next Herald, and not do this.
Hate to see it. I'm not entirely sure how Antunes knew, but he knew where they were, waited just long enough to jump over the wall, does actually manage to pick up that, has to use the blast code to avoid getting hit by Gromp and giving up a kill.
I straight up think he was just going to try to kill the Gromp on his own, and Kai'Sa happened to be there.
That may have actually been the expectation.
Like, he doesn't have there's no way they knew Kai'Sa was there, right?
Well, there isn't. I mean, if that, I think if that control would have been placed a little higher, they would have seen Gromp moving, but yeah, I think that was just unlucky. But almost really lucky at the same time.
Yeah,
and
Jaffe
what cane do we have?
Man, whatever. Things changed, okay? Things changed. He's not down 50 CS at 3 minutes anymore. The team, Azir has 2 kills, Gangplank has 2 kills. You can do whatever you want. You can go AP Kane. Game's over. Next to FF.
So FF at 20, go next, that sort of thing. I don't know. Like that's kind of one of those situations where this game is already starting to kind of go off the rails for Fat Pikachu. They need to get things back on track. But unfortunately, this has kind of been the story this season where it's like they have a great start. They're very good at slow playing things, and then something happens and the game just starts to slip through their fingers. So it's going to be, my fingers are crossed for them. But against TDE, that is a very difficult team to come back on.
Yeah, and TDE has a pretty significant range poke advantage. Like, Mordekaiser can't match Gangplank. You're going to need to send 2. Ezreal's just going to Q your Kai'Sa a bunch, and Azir's 2-0. Like, Ziggs can clear pretty well, so I think the game might just be delayed a little bit. But, I mean, they're only down 3k gold. That's a lot at 16, but I mean, it's not the end of the world. If TDE threw this last week, right? So, you know, there's always a way back in. You could always get a good dragon fight. Doyan, it has an item, you know? You get a good Ziggs ult, you get some timings down. You don't do that, but they're just going to give this dragon, which I think is the best play.
Yeah, just giving up the dragon is the smart play because they just don't have the positioning. Antunes using himself as a ward. He is ward right now. I kind of expect, like, we're going to start seeing, like, we've already seen the bot tower fall. Once top tower goes down, Gangplank's going to get unleashed. He's going to start roaming around the map, basically taking whatever objective he wants. Leaves, I am expecting to just start basically running all over this Fat Pikachu team. It's going to be really, really rough.
Yeah, I agree, and I think Fat Pikachu was way too late on making this Herald decision. I think they had to have started that when the dragon started, not like when it died, because they got some speedy boys on TDE and they just kind of leashed it a little bit.
The map basically is half its size when you're Blue Cane. Like, it's so short with how quickly you can move through the walls, and you're just an absolute crazy speedy boy. Not to mention the amount of global ultimates that are available for the side of TDE. And look at this, we got Antunes diving in on the back line once again. He's giving absolutely massive efforts by knocking the Ziggs into the pit, has to flash out in order to stay alive. We see Doyon trying to do what they can, popping the Kindred ultimate, doesn't manage to stay immortal long enough. Sundubu looking to get the kill on the Zac, but unfortunately Leaves is going to be jumping over the backside, and we do see Stormbless taking down the Kayn. Does actually manage to pick it up. Rift Herald has reset for the second time. They have not managed to kill it yet.
Ziggs killed him with Leandries.
So low and is burned out by the Leandries on the Ziggs. Does actually manage to get that kill over. This is exactly what you meant earlier. TDE throwing things. Sundubu getting caught by Ultravox. Idly taking it out, but unfortunately Blackpink Trash is right there to get the revenge kill. And again, this Rift Herald is still alive. They are still contesting it. Stormbless taking Jaffe into the Death Realm, does decide to fight out this Gangplank, but unfortunately, like you said, Lord can't match the Gangplank. Lots of damage coming out. Does manage to pick up the kill though.
Whatever.
And that was such a well-timed shield out of Stormbless.
Good job,
massive base to the head. Does actually manage to turn that entire fight, that entire Fiesta win around.
Yeah, I think Ziggs Leandries did a lot of work in that last game. TDE looked like they had a really insane combo, but everyone just stood in the Kindred ult, and then everybody just kind of died. I don't know, it was really weird. I think they went way too aggressively with the items that they have. They could have just kept poking and taken the Herald, or even just reset and gone somewhere else. You know, they only have one tower. Like, just go mid. You got the Dragon. You got him off Herald. Yeah, that's a really good play out of Fat Pikachu, though. I mean, despite their best intentions, they won the fight, and now that the gold leads don't. It's like even, pretty much. It's an 800 gold difference, which is nothing. So like,
you think
the game's
Doyon meant
pretty
to take
even.
that blue buff?
Yeah, Ziggs isn't getting blue. That Doyon says, "My blue. I don't care, Ziggs. You have tier. You don't need it. Get out of here." Junglers, do not give your mid laners blue. They don't need it anymore. It's not season 4. They have tier. They have 800 items of good mana. It's your blue. Just take it.
Nope, just take all of the CS you need from the jungle when you're behind. I mean, I think Kindred technically counts as being average levels behind. Look at the damage Stormbless is taking from this Jaffe.
Yeah,
look at that.
Stormbless is playing this really well for it being initially down 2 kills and it being a counter. And I mean, Jaffe's really good at Gangplank. Stormbless is playing this lane pretty much exactly how he has to, and has swung it back in his direction.
You know, you said that. Oh my god, you said that more. Yep, you're right. More doesn't match Death Realm.
Oh, Jaffe
That's
living
gonna be
in?
double flashes coming out. And look at this. We got Andrew diving in on the back line, just casually giving his life up as he dies to the Ziggs, but gets a kill on the Soraka. Leaves in the meantime, just doing Kayn things and going in to the enemy base and just wrecking face. It's kind of nuts.
Yeah, I mean, TDE saw that they were 2 top on Jaffe, so that's their window to engage, right? They don't have to wait out, like, they don't have the Kindred counter engage. Like, if Zac goes in there and Kindred's there, they can just stand there, and then Zac gets popped into blobs, and Zinzin goes in, and Zinzin gets to 5 health, and Leaves' ult is useless. But if Kindred's not there, they can do whatever they want. You know, Ziggs is just going to get popped, they're going to run up the Soraka, Soraka's going to have a bad time, Kai's going to run away. Oh. So I think it's going to be the Jaffe game right now. Like, we're going to have to watch top as soon as 2 people respond, see if TDE responds properly, and yeah.
Jaffe's already got his Essence Reaver.
Yeah, he started Essence Reaver.
And a crit cloak.
Prowler's second.
Yeah, he's got so much crit. There's so much crit on that Gangplank. I don't like it.
He's got hecka crit, yo. I guess what the kids are saying these days, right?
That's too much damage. Although I do want to point out that Kayn has basically only 1 item, so we're not even seeing the true terrifyingness that is going to be this blue Kayn. I mean, that Shadow Assassin's just going to be dealing so much damage that the health bars that are already tiny on the side of Fat Pikachu will just explode. Like, they will not last.
That Herald sucked. The tower died without Herald hitting it, and Dragon's up in 9 seconds, so they lost any pressure they had with Herald. for fun, I guess. Maybe it was timing out. I don't think it was.
It was not. Again, this is where you start getting into questions of macro play versus micro play. Fat Pikachu doing great on the micro plays. They've been able to turn some of these fights that should have been losses around as TD overextends their stay. In the meantime, Stormbless kind of getting brought exceptionally low. Jaffe just being like, I want that. I want that Mordekaiser. I want the Metal God of Death. Antunes jumping in on the back line, does not have passive back yet, gets killed before it manages to come back. huge Emperor's Divide, knocking the members out of the Kindred ultimate, managing to pick up those kills. TDE absolutely destroying, dismantling Fat Pikachu, completely clipping their wings. Stormblast has arrived, gonna try and do what they can. They do manage to actually catch outside the death arrow. Oh, the cheekiness! He was sitting just on the other side. Oh, you gotta hate seeing that Stormblast actually manages to take down the Kane.
You know, that wasn't too bad. Stormblast bonks Kane right on the noggin, but I think TDE overall is significantly happier with that than Stormblast is. And Jaffe's just vibing out top lane. Dragon's gonna go over to TDE. That is a very net positive play, and they have swung the gold back into their direction.
Yeah, TD is like, it's okay, we give up Dragon, we give up a bunch of kills, but look at top lane. It doesn't exist anymore. There's no more turrets. And we have plenty of time to get back to Drake because of how tanky these things are now that Mordekaiser cannot solo it quickly. And Zen is going to be brought exceptionally low, but they're not going to be taken out of this fight. Stormblast has to flash over the wall just to stay safe. Ziggs is going to drop the ultimate that deals literally no damage, but it is going to burn some health bars away. However, we do see a fantastic steal from Ziggs, managing to pick that up. Jaffe takes down Doyon with the execute. That is going to be a double kill over for this Gangplank, but the Drake, ooh, that goes over to Pat Pikachu.
Yeah, that's a real God X anime moment on Dragon leaves. You got to use the smite button, bud. However, Jaffe saves the entire play. I don't think Ocean Dragon matters that much, and that's, I mean, Soul Point would be great, but when your Gangplank crits 2 people for 80% of their health, it doesn't matter too much.
No, so, it will matter if they do allow Fat Pikachu to pick up another 2 or 3 Ocean Drakes, which they would love. They would love to have all those Ocean Drakes.
Yeah, if they get Ocean Soul, I think TDE should reconsider what they did wrong this game and maybe try Dota. There's no way they should get...
Oh!
That was a good barrel combo.
Jaffe, don't do that. That was gross. I do not like seeing Gangplanks that are able to drop that third barrel down right as the second one explodes.
Yeah, I can barely do 2. You know, like, quit it. And I think they're just going to set up for Baron pressure here. I don't think they're going to do it. I think they just threaten it until they can get a pick with Zach.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You got Leaves right now jumping in on a Stormblast, and Tunes also jumping on there, trying to hit the Mordekaiser, actually misses, unfortunately. The ultimate Death Realm is going to be dropped on the Ezreal, but Stormblast is just going to hide under their turret. They're like, nah, it's fine. I'm just taking you out of the fight and delaying until my team gets here so we can actually do this. Doyon trying to find the flank, unfortunately finds the Kane, which is not the champion you want when you're exceptionally squishy. Has to drop the ultimate, but they're not going to be able to use it to stay alive. The heal is not going to do enough. We do see Leaves get taken down as Stormblast goes on a rampage. The Mordekaiser just bonking these people on the head. However, that's just going to mean that this topside jungle is once again taken and gone. Gangplank's going to just absolutely shred the red buff. We do see Ez trying to steal it. Doesn't quite manage, though.
Yeah, I mean, the fights are just awkward because of the Kindred ult timing. It looks like TDE timed it significantly better. Ultravox had the Ezreal ult come out right after it ended. They have re-engage up. I don't think it's a good engage, but...
Nope, that's not a good engage. That's going to be a wasted Zach ult. Antunes getting too big for his britches. Tunzub is going to pick up that kill. Jaffe, in the meantime, is going to go on a killing spree in the top lane, taking down the Mordekaiser as we start to see this Gangplank just eat health bars for breakfast.
Yeah,
like his oranges.
I mean... Fat Pikachu has to entirely rely on Ziggs being able to wave clear for like 40 minutes at this point. Like, I don't see another in. Gangplank's too strong, as usually strong. Zach, you know, despite doing what he just did, is very strong on engage. And, you know, the jungler's just behind. They picked the carry jungler, and you can't go 1-7 and 4 when you pick Kindred, right? Like, you're not adding too much value at this point.
Unfortunately not. And with that, we're going to see this mid lane second tier turret hanging on with just a fraction of a health bar, just a pixel. And we're going to see the TDE just kind of reset, probably pressure this Baron once again, because they know that if they put pressure up there, they're basically going to be calling for a fight, which they can easily pull out a victory on, even though these things seem to kind of wishy-wash, which would just allow Gangplank to do Gangplank things and go wherever he wants on the map and push whatever lane he wants.
Yeah, no, and, you know, the gold lead, I think the fight's going to be a little cleaner this time. The gold lead is now, what, 6k pretty much? 5k? Yep. It's 5k exactly. And the items are more significant now than they were earlier with a 3k lead. I think that they can play the fight poorly and still
my goodness, Jaffe doing so much damage. He takes down a 3,000 health Mordekaiser in seconds.
Like, Mordekaiser has armor, you know.
Does he?
Eventually you just get items, and it doesn't matter as much anymore. You can play the fights a little wrong. Jaffe played that perfectly, but like, you can mess up the fight, and then your Gangplank one-shots the 3,000 health Mordekaiser anyways. Yep. So I think it's going to be real hard unless Ziggs goes sicko mode.
Ziggs going sicko mode might happen. I feel like, unfortunately, Fat Pikachu's comp just isn't... Oh, I like this engage. We got Jaffe knowing he's going to get caught underneath his own ultimate. Does drop it on top of Doyon. Doyon's not going to be able to get front load of Jaffe's going to go unstoppable, though. Picking up a kill before he dies.
I called it.
It's a double kill. They get a double kill.
And Baron. Yeah, I called that, man. There's no... Oh my gosh. That's just gross. You 4-man him, you have Kindred ult popped, and he still kills 2 people without Baron, and he just bought an entire Last Whisper, or Lord Dom's, you know. It's Jaffe's world, and you guys are just living in it. Ban Gangplank and Fiora. Don't ego it.
Yep.
Kid's just nuts.
And now we're going to see Kayn solo the dragon. He knows he's got the time, because they've got a Baron push with this Ezreal in the mid lane. There's very little that Fat Pikachu can do, because as you can see where Zac is positioned, Azir is positioned, any type of attempt to stop this dragon is just going to result into them walking into multiple members of TDE.
Yeah, and I mean, Jaffe should probably just go mid lane and have 4 of them go bot and just push. And it looks like that's what they're going to do. They might just engage without him, and that might be okay too. Oh my gosh, the W missed and the Q did half of Doyon. Okay.
Yep. Look at this. We got Ezreal once again just doing absolute wrecking, like just absolute damage. Antunes, again, too big for his britches, diving in a little bit too deep, taking a lot of damage, is going to get hit by the edge of that Ziggs ultimate and go down. Unfortunately, he did flash and was just a pixel off, unfortunately, which you hate to see. But that was very, very well played by Sundubu, very well placed on that front. However, we have the Gangplank pressuring the mid lane, the rest of the surviving members of TDE pushing bot. It basically means that they can do whatever they want. They're going to most likely take one of these turrets here in just a moment, because they're going to call too much attention to one of the sides.
Yeah, I think they might just have kind of griefed it on accident a little bit. They have to wait until people go to Jaffe, and then they have to poke with Azir and Ezreal at the same time and threaten the dive, right? Like, if someone walks forward, you just hold the E on Zac, and then if they don't keep going, you just cancel it, and you keep poking them, and they run back to base. But, you know, that didn't happen, and Baron's going to be gone soon, so the game might be a little bit extended.
Just a little bit. We are going to see this Baron power play go down. However, as we see here in the... this bot turret's going to fall. We're going to see the bot turret fall, at least. But, yeah. Okay, they're going to push a little bit of their advantage, too. Azir getting a nice bit of damage onto Black being trashed with that dive in. Those Sand Soldiers really doing the work.
Yeah, Azir's pretty strong right now. Only 2 items, which I'm pretty surprised about, to be honest. I feel like you should probably be on 3. I mean, Ziggs is on 3. I guess he's down a lot of CS, but you'd think the tower advantage would be pretty different.
Well, tower advantage is definitely helping, but yeah, just that it's almost... Is that almost a 100? No. It's more like... So
it's like 40, 50, I think. I can't do math anymore. I used to be able to, you know, back in my day. I'm going to say it's approximately less than 100 CS difference in the mid lane.
I think it's about 55. 55, 57, somewhere in there.
However, Jaffe is up 100 CS.
Yep.
Well, 90, 96.
Okay, so we see Ultravox take this inhibitor. Jaffe takes down Renee. Hold on. What happens here? What did I miss? Just... Oh my... What?
Jump scare. Jump scare. That's what you get for playing AD carry, dummy.
Oh my... There's literally nothing you could do against a Gangplank in that situation. When the Gangplank could just drop the 3rd barrel on the top of that 2nd explosion and just cause your ADC to go from 100 to 0.
Yeah, 1814 health on 1 barrel is a little gross, to be honest. He can one-shot, I believe, 4 members of their team at this point with that barrel, if my math is correct.
In the top lane, there is almost a 100 CS difference.
I know, right? Come on, Jaffe, just go get 5. Go take Wolves, go take Red, go take Gromp. You know, take all of it. It's yours.
Well,
I think they're just gonna. I mean, they can push mid top pretty easily and get maybe one more inhib and then go for Baron.
Antunes doing Antunes things, jumping in on that line. We have the Gangplank dropping the ultimate right in front of the turret, so if the fight continued, it would have resulted in a kill, but we do see Fat Pikachu doing the smart play, backing off, as you should. Unfortunately, it's not going to do too much. There was no third barrel right there, otherwise I think we'd see a dead Ziggs. We do see the Death Realm dropped. Fighting the Ezreal. Like, I can take down one of these guys at least, right? I can do it, right? There he goes. Does manage to take it out, but unfortunately finds Jaffe waiting for him, which results in the shutdown going over to Jaffe, who now again has so much gold. They have a 600 gold bounty on their head. Pick up the red turret. We see the top turret fall. We're going to see 3 inhibitors go down. Dragon is up in a minute. Baron is up in a minute. It's kind of a coin flip which one TDE goes for first.
Yeah, I think they go.
I think that's all the coin flip is.
I think they just sprint to Baron and end it. I don't think they.
Stop it!
Maybe they grab Dragon too. Jaffe's. I mean, maybe Jaffe just does this while they're in the fountain for like 20 minutes or something and farms his KDA. I don't know.
I just no. Just all of the no. Oh my goodness, this is just absolute. Like what? It's just kicking a dead horse. Unfortunately, I really hate to say that. Fat Pikachu on the ropes. They're doing what they can, but very clearly the ref needs to step in and stop this fight. Fat Pikachu is just too bloody to keep going.
Yeah, I think they're gonna go Soul Baron end. It's gonna be pretty quick. This, I mean, I guess what else we even talk? Like Ezreal got Mordekaiser ulted, which is the least fun thing ever. Oh, fight
going on. I don't think I didn't even notice it long enough. I saw Jaffe stepping up on somebody, and he just instantly gets the kills like usual. Antunes once again getting caught out.
He got all of them.
A triple kill. Is Jaffe gonna get the penta solo?
I think
he's gonna drop. He's dropping the barrel.
Wait, what?
Gets the kill. Do not help him, Azir. Do not stop it. Stop it. Oh, they were trying to steal the penta.
Zen, dude. Zen, get out of here. No, don't zoom in on him. Unzoom right now. Everybody report the Azir. Okay, no MVP vote this game. Nobody gets it anymore. Azir, what the heck, man? Like, serious? Bro.
Oh my goodness. That is when you know these teams play together way too much. When immediately Azir's like, wait, he's about to get a penta. I can't let that happen.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a very dominant game out of TDE after, like, the first 12 minutes. 10 minutes, nothing happened, and then they just hard won, right? They had one pretty bad fight where the gold would get, like, super even, but they have better scaling champions, and they played them way better. I mean, Jaffe did 53k damage.
Yeah. I mean, there's, like, it's insane. It's basically double the high. It's almost double the highest damage that Sundubu put out on the side of Fat Pikachu, which is just really, really rough. Unfortunately, there's not a lot you can say except nice on the gold amount for at TDE. I think that's about it.
Yeah, I mean, Fat Pikachu looked really good for 10 minutes, and then things happen. I don't even know what to, like, where they specifically lost. They just got engaged on and lost the fight bot lane. Zach's support worked out really well, like, super well early game.
Unfortunately, Fat Pikachu were just pushing a boulder up a mountain, and it slipped to the side just a little bit and rolled all the way down to the bottom. You really hate to see that. It's really rough, but it happens. So just you got to pick yourself up and keep on trucking along. And with that, we're going to take a quick break, folks, and then we'll do a interview with our winners TDE, and we will be right back.
Hello folks, Chris Edgeworth here with our first interview of the night, joined by Jaffe of the victorious Trickle Down Economics 2 Stonks Rising. How you feeling?
After that game, I'm feeling pretty good. That was a pretty fun Gangplank game.
Yeah, let's set the table first with the draft. There was a lot of interesting things going on. You matched up against the Mordekaiser. Talk to me a little bit about what your folks' game plan coming into this draft was and what you ended up against.
Yeah, so I knew that they were going to pick a tanky top laner. So I was kind of just thinking of champs that would be good into tanks, but I was really surprised that they left Gangplank open, and that was probably because they saw Zac. They probably didn't know that it was going to Antunes. And then we left Kayn open because we were hoping they would ban it against Leaves, but they left it open and we just took it. And then, yeah, we kind of just went with scaling. And yeah, we saw that their team was really squishy, so I thought Gangplank would be perfect if I scaled enough, because I just one-shot their whole team.
And of course, Doyon pulled out the Kindred, which I think is, of course, interesting when it gets off the ground. Unfortunately, it did not in this game. But early on, there was a little bit of hope because Doyon did get to 2 stacks fairly quickly, actually. So talk to me a little bit, if you would, about the early game tempo of this game, because overall it started pretty quiet.
Yeah, so we wanted to just try not to have them accelerate, because we already knew that Kindred wanted to invade and take marks. So we kind of played it safe because we scale way better than them. So yeah, the early game was super slow. And I got to the point where I was starting to get strong, so I was showing up in team fights and just killing people.
Yeah, and the good news was that you were also able to get a lot of split pushing done for your team, since it turned out that at a certain point, you didn't need to show up for those fights per se, and could just mail in the ultimate and say have a nice day. So yeah. And then let's talk about the end of the game, of course, because you did finally get to that point where Fat Pikachu, to their credit, tried to stay into this game for a while. Eventually the snowball for you folks got off, and especially in your hands, you, as was pointed out to me, had as many kills as the other team had total, with 15. Talk to me a little bit about hitting this late game power spike and just watching them die to single barrel.
Yeah, right when I hit full build and then extra full build when I sell my boots and just get another item, I just kind of one-shot everyone, especially their team, because the only person I don't really one-shot is Mordekaiser. I one auto killed Soraka, and if I land barrels, they just die. So yeah, hitting late game, it's pretty much a win if I play it correctly. If I don't instantly die, then we just win.
All right, nice. Well, Jaffe, thanks so much for the interview. Before we step away, I want to give you your opportunity. Any final thoughts, any shout-outs, any banter to leave with us on the desk?
Not really. Just looking forward to playing tomorrow's game against Zeke. XT is my teammate on Heroic, so excited to play that game.
Right on. Well, folks, we're going to take a short break. We'll be back with our final game of the day, so don't go too far.